Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and this is the Snowdrop Diaries. We have another installment into the diary from our Nellie, and let's see what she's writing, and then we'll progress with the story. Month of the Aquatic Dragon, Day 27 or 28? Who knows? I don't remember what day it is. You know, it happens sometimes. I need to become stronger, dear diary. Strong enough to accept the cruel truth. Today, the elder sisters had quarreled again. Their voices must have reached all the way to Weisfield village. Wow. Sister Monica had her usual frivolous smile, and Sister Vanessa was anxiously clenching her graceful ivory fingers into fists. Where's Sibyl? My ears picked up at the mention of my friend, and I prayed to the saints that nothing had happened to her. If that Orin even dares to lay a finger on her... Leave the poor girl alone already. I'm responsible for her. Please, don't start that again. You're the one who put nonsense in her head. You made her take care of the outsider. What? But she didn't. You done the things possible to make her wallow in filth. Orin's sin is the fact that he is a man, right? An appalling transgression indeed. You may hate men, but not all men are scoundrels. Thank you! I bet she means me. I can't imagine. It felt good when your fiancé left you at the altar, but... Oh boy. Shut up! The blood rushing to Vanessa's cheeks made me realize how close she was to losing her pious composure again. It's not about me, it's about Faye's daughter. Faye? I don't want the tragedy to repeat itself. Faye proved to be weak in spirit and fell prey to the devil. She rejected prayers, turned her back to the sisters, and closed her soul to the Lord's divine light. Sister Vanessa squeezed her eyes shut, as she wished to shut herself off from some horrible memories. Who's Faye? And Sibyl. And Sibyl. Sibyl is... a sin like her mother, a devil like her father, a monster. That's enough. Sibyl is nothing but a young novice. We share the same blood. Sibyl's a monster who had forsaken God. I'm afraid she's beyond saving. Sister Vanessa's words hit me hard. It felt like the sky had fallen down with all its stars and luminaries. I staggered down the corridor, totally stunned. I could only take small steps, reluctant despite my feet's desperate persistence. Alas, wherever I choose to go, the trouble wouldn't melt away like spring snow. Sibyl was a monster. Sister Vanessa had confirmed my worst fears. Why? Why wasn't it Orin? I was more than convinced it was him who had brought misfortune to Weisfield Monastery. But the monster ended up being more treacherous than I could have imagined, even in the worst of nightmares. What did it mean then? Sister Vanessa had never wanted Sibyl to look after Orin, but who had she really been worried about? The novice or the merchant? Did she fear the monster would finish what it started in the woods? No matter how much Sister Vanessa hated men, she had been driven by humanity, not hatred. I feel bad about, suspecting Vanessa to be... I suddenly saw Sibyl standing at the end of the corridor. My friend looked deathly pale and unusually fragile. Her huge light blue eyes lacked any tint of emotion. The affection I felt for her made my heart sink. Sister Vanessa was wrong. There was no way Sybil could be a monster. There is no blood on the cuffs, so... I swallowed my stifling fears and, in resolution, walked towards the girl. I squeezed her icy palm. Is anything wrong? Huh? You don't look well. Why? I'm fine. Are you sure? You haven't been yourself since we found Ori in the forest. Did he do something to you? Eh? Ori? No, it's nothing like that. You're fantasizing again, Snowdrop. You shouldn't be spending time with him. You'd best listen to Sister Vanessa. She always says the right things. Vanessa! My friend abruptly put her hand out and took a couple of steps away from me. Such a know-it-all! Sister Vanessa is worried about us. She raised us as her own daughters. Well, thinking of my dead mother as a filthy traitor. Sybil smiled faintly, turning her white face into a sinister mask. Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Don't say that. I'm not afraid to tread the path of sin. How painful and frightening it was to hear those words. Don't do it, Sybil. You aren't a beast. Return to praying. Think of the Holy Elders. Please listen to what Sister Vanessa says. Sybil lifted her chin while looking down at me with a piercing, icy gaze. Sister Vanessa. Ooh. Her pale lips stretched into a sneer. I wish she was dead. No, please don't. Huh? My friend had no desire to listen to my exhortations. She chose to leave instead, pretending I didn't exist. Monster? Not a monster? Who? Sybil. Sybil. Dear diary, I'm scared. Not for myself, but for Sybil. She has changed so much. It's as if somebody else has taken on my dear friend's form, like a changeling form from a fairy tale. A monster. A monster. What should I... Sybil has never liked Sister Vanessa, but she would never wish death to another human being. Is Sybil a monster? Monster, monster, monster. I have to save Sybil. But how? Maybe the magical snowdrops will drive the evil away? Mouth of the Earth Serpent. Day 2, I assume? That's an eye, right? I should have... yeah, that's an eye. I should have known the time was short, but I didn't realize it was that short. There's so much blood. Beautiful white snowdrops. Sybil. Oh no. She sat on the quarters floor with her back leaning against the stone wall. A relaxed, demure posture. Her beautiful aristocratic face expressed no pain, no fear, only mild surprise. Scarlet flowers of blood bloomed all around her. The biggest and brightest one blossomed from her belly. The winds had carried away the sense of murder. Sister Vanessa looked like she was taking a peaceful rest, with her mind being fully devoted to a prayer. How did... Sybil, stop it! That's enough. Oh boy, that sucks. I mean, I know I was talking crazy stuff about her, because she acted kind of crazy, but still. I had no idea she went something like that. Dude. About to get married, the guy proposed, and when it's time to, you know, make it through, he's like, you know what? No. I couldn't lie, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, dude, if you propose, it feels like you are set on it, right? It's weird for the guy to decide. No, in the end, no. It's so weird. For the girl being proposed to, I think it's kind of different. I feel like, again, if you make it in public, for example, that's putting too much pressure, so the decision might not be the right one, right? But you know, in a proper situation, she would know what the answer should be. And so on. But, whatever. I don't know why I'm getting into such things right now. It sucks what she had to go through. So, I guess completely turning into like devotion to prayers and so on. Maybe that makes sense. Even though it was kinda too much. Yeah. She didn't deserve that kind of end. I still had no idea of what should I do. The monster was right before my eyes, but how was I supposed to deal with it? It was Nathaniel the Knight who should have been the one to take the beast down. But Nate was too far away to save us, even if he changed his mind and convinced himself that the monster from the legend really existed. I had to take the matter into my own hands. Sibyl. Her cruel, evil laughter reverberated off the walls and ceiling, multiplied and intensified until it sounded relentless, monstrous. It was painful. Sister Monica backed away from the gleeful novice while looking at her in horror. She also felt the menace, the one emanating from the monster who had taken the human form. Calm down, Sibyl, and go back to your monastic cell. And you too, Nellie. Thank goodness no one else has seen this. What should I do, holy elders? Go to your cells! Sibyl, now! Sister Monica still didn't understand anything, and Sibyl only grinned wryly. So that was the monster's plan, to pretend to be an innocent novice and kill us all one by one. I still had some time left while Sibyl had been hesitating about revealing her true nature. Quickly. Not a minute to lose. I needed a weapon. Or at least something to scare the monster away. Orin managed to survive though. Sibyl took care of him every single day. She had a million opportunities to get rid of him, but he had found a way to defend himself. There was a glimmer of hope. Sister Monica, we need to get the other sisters to move the body away. You should go fetch them now. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to my place. I could only give a small warning to Sister Monica. After lying about my true intentions, I hurried to the cell where our injured guest had been staying all these days. I hoped Orin would tell me how to protect myself from the monster, otherwise we would all be in grave danger. I won't be surprised if he's offed already as well. Because only Sibyl would enter his place, right? I won't be surprised if he's offed. How do we... Yeah, I flew into the cell and almost lost my senses. The scarlet flowers were blooming everywhere. No, 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 no! Orin had disappeared. Only then did I notice the red beds leading to the door. Had he escaped, or had the monster gotten to him after all? No, 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 no! I shook my head and gripped my hair. Despair erupted like a flame in a fireplace, blurring my eyes with scarlet flashes. A cry of hopelessness rose to my throat. How could I? How could I? What should I do? Nate! Nate! Why hadn't he believed me? Wasn't he Nathaniel the Knight? Wasn't Sibyl my best friend? I bit my lip, trying to pull myself together. Nate will surely arrive. We'll defeat the monster together. We'll save Sybil. I took a deep breath and went back into the hallway. Oh! Orin is pissing Sybil. There's blood everywhere and...
Hey, so that's how it is.
An eerie smile distorted the face of my precious friend again.
He got away after all.
Eh?
Well, I've got to catch him as soon as possible.
Sybil, no, why? Why didn't she answer? Why did she explain her strange behavior? Why didn't she give me hope? Some hope. I asked myself these questions, but I already knew the answer. The monster was eager to get at its victim, to finish the job. Girls, go back to your cells now! Sister Monica was breathing heavily. Apparently she had been running after the fleeing Sybil and had finally managed to catch up with her. What are you? The elder sister had noticed blood on the floor. Oh, all the others, you too! Return to your cells, quickly! Sybil ignored Sister Monica's command and went ahead, stepping right into the trail of blood. Stop, I say! Stop! The frightened woman grabbed Sybil by her wrist. Shh! Without uttering a single word, my former best friend pulled her hand from the nun's grip and forcefully pushed her away. Ah! Sister Monica's eyes widened in surprise and she shrieked as she fell. One more second, and she hit the stone floor with a short, astonished moan. There was a horrible cracking sound. Sister Mo... The woman didn't move. A panic swept me over. Sister Vanessa was dead. Sister Monica was dead. Orin was injured. That's probably lightly speaking given the way that room looked like. Nate was far away in Wastefield Village. I mean, stop caring. Honestly, stop not caring but counting on him. Sybil was again going to kill again. Me? Deprived of my ability to think, I ran down the bloody trail. The noise in my head had folded in a single compulsive desire to find Orin and help him escape. At least him. The man with whom it all started and whom I had only seen once in my life. The trail led me to Sybil's secret passage. How did Orin know about it? A puff of scarlet droplets twisted further into the forest. Dude has like infinite amount of blood, come on. I could hardly see it in the gathering dusk. When the sun finally hid itself behind the horizon, there was no need for me to see anything more. I had already known where Orin was going. Of course he would have taken refuge in a glade full of magical snowdrops, the ones that banished evil. My whole being stretched forward, willing to reach the sacred spot as soon as possible. And once again I had been startled by the blessed light of the magical flowers. I could feel the spirit in them, majestic and immense. Dude, Sister Monica will be offed too, won't she? Given that there was some kind of crack, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a broken leg. Somehow. Even if it was only a fall, but you know, it can happen. Ah, freak. I ducked in the halo of blissful blue light, looking for any sign of Orin. Alas, he had either not made it to the charged glade, or he had fled further into the forest, seeking refuge in the nearby village. Nellie! I turned around in horror. Sybil stood a little distance away, afraid to cross the line where the darkness met the glow of the snowdrops. He's not here. He's gone. My friend's young face twisted into an unnerving grimace.
What a horrible person. All you people are disgusting.
I clenched my teeth, knowing that there was no room for retreat. I was supposed to fight until the end, to oppose the monster, yet here I was, clinging to the affection I had for my friend, reaching out my hand, hoping to seize the bond of our past.
Why are you doing this, Sibyl? Don't you feel any love for our monastery? Don't you love the sisters? They raised us like their own. Did I love them? What is love, Nellie? Gratitude? Duty? If it's so, then yeah, I love them. For being able to live with a roof over my head. For being able to eat well, knowing not to of hunger. But if you take this so-called love away, there'll be nothing left, nothing but hatred. I hate Vasil's monastery. I hate its gloom, coldness, arrogance. I hate useless prayers.
Yeah, but it's not a reason to do that.
But more than I hated Vanessa.
Sibyl convulsed in a fit of laughter. She staggered but did not dare step into the glade.
I hate you all. Even me? Don't you have any love left for me? You! Snowdrop.
Sibyl dropped her head, muttering something under her breath. Then she abruptly lifted her chin.
Come with me, Nellie. Leave the monastery behind. Forget this remote place filled with silence and hollow prayers. Throw a useless rosary. The attributes of faith have no power over authority. Why don't you follow me to the world outside?
Sibyl grinned broadly, believing I was about to be tempted by her friendly voice. Oh, I didn't make it friendly, but whatever. But I kind of changed her voice as well. Anyway, but the grimace distorting her features in no way resembled the soft, kind, slightly mischievous smile she'd had before. That moment I knew for sure that my dear friend was gone. All that was left was the monster luring me into its trap.
Monsters can distract themselves as humans, Nellie. Stay away from them, do you understand? Those beasts, those devils, they tend to tempt you with their sweet words, but follow them and you'll be doomed. Beware of the beast, Nellie. Pray, and you will be saved.
Yeah, praying didn't really help there, but okay. Or maybe. I like the light of her now. I took a deep breath and closed my eyes. Now I can't read what's on the screen, come on. May the Holy Elders help me. May Saint Eleonora lend me her strength. May Nathaniel the Knight allow me to take over his mission to eradicate evil.
Sibyl. Let's go, Nellie. Come with me. You'll never regret leaving this place.
I took a step towards my friend. May the sky open.
Sibyl, I love you so. I love you too, Nellie.
May the flesh of the earth be illuminated with true grace.
We'll always be together. Together!
May the divine punishment come upon the lowly beasts. May their cries rise up to the heavens. I held out my open palm to Sibyl. May those who have sinned repent. Sibyl squeezed my hand tightly. And then I pulled her inside the glowing space. Hell yeah! GG girl. May they die. In the name of peace on earth. Okay, I did not expect that. My hands closed around her slender neck. Sibyl's mouth fell open, but she couldn't say a word. Her fingers clung to my heart, then tried to gouge my eyes. I pushed harder and harder and harder. May their cries raise up to the heavens. The spirit of Saint Eleanor had awoken within me. The words which came out of my mouth were not mine, but hers. Her prayer illuminated the forest. May those who have sinned repent. Sybil fought back, but the magical snowdrops sucked out all of her demonic powers. She had easily dealt with Orin's companions, who were grown men, but here, among the pale blue flowers, she was no stronger than an ordinary young girl. I felt tears rolling down my cheeks, but all I could see was my friend's angry, ugly face. I mean, you are not the one to talk in this situation, but I could not see any remorse in her pale, bottomless eyes, nor any desire for mercy. There was only surprise and anger. May they die. I'm sorry, Sybil. I'm sorry I had to do this. I'm sorry I couldn't find another way to save you. In the name of peace on earth. Sybil's body went limp. I couldn't find the courage to unclench my fingers. I knew it wasn't over yet. In the past, yeah, it's true, like, you know, it might be a play, right? If you stop, probably. I would do that if I was being, you know, if someone was like, by the neck and try to erase me, I'd be like, you know, pretend you fainted, they let go of you and you can go again. It probably would work on a lot of people, to be fair. Anyway, in the past, after Saint Eleanor and Nathaniel the Knight had defeated the monster, the demon sent his servant to the sky, turning it into a constellation. As a result, the beast returned to the earth centuries later. That's why I had to fulfill my duty today, without Nate's help. Nate, you useless bastard. I didn't want his story to repeat itself. I had to do whatever it took to cleanse Sybil's body, not letting the demon turn her into another constellation. May the divine punishment come upon the lowly beasts. I picked a handful of pale blue flowers, kissed their petals in blessing, then shoved them right into Sybil's mouth. May the heartfelt prayers protect us. I plucked off another armful of snowdrops, blessed them with my kisses, and put more flowers into the mouth of the dead girl. May peace last forever. Once more. Forever. And more. And more. It kinda sounds like she got possessed now, like, what the fuck? Dude, this monastery is full of crazy people. Blessed we are. If you think about it, Monica seemed like the only sane one in the end. Maybe the sisters that we haven't seen are normal as well, but if you think about it, Vanessa, she was afraid of the beast, like crazy, right? You would say. She would sink into prayers and thought that would save her. Sybil, well, went mad and went on a killing spree. And Nellie here, I feel like she was too much of a believer into all those legends. And especially the fact that she's a descendant of one of the heroes from the legends. Anyway. Oh my god, widescreen. That's how it ended. Dear Diary, I'm staying in my monastic cell right now. I still can't believe I managed to fulfill my duty. I did it, Diary. It was so scary and painful and hard, but I did it. Why would the Holy Elders put me through such a terrible ordeal? Why did it have to be Sybil? Because of her father's demonic nature? I don't know. I don't know at all, dear Diary. I can only hope the magical snowdrops will serve as both a prison and a soft, soft grave for Sybil, where her soul will find peace. I'll wait for Nate and tell him everything, from beginning to end.
I don't know if it's a good idea, to be honest, girl.
As Nate will pat my head in a familiar way and praise me. Will he fall? He will say I was brave and very strong. Will he fall? And I'll tell him about how I diary eye. Sibyl, why? Month of the Earth Serpent. I don't know what date is. Sorry, dear diary. This entry will be the last. We've been through a lot over the past 2 months. At first it was fun, then scary, and now the time has come to say goodbye. I've learned some very important things. Many days have passed since Sibyl's death, but since then I have only been able to talk to 2 people. The first was Sister Monica. Okay, so she survived, that's good. She survived, for she hit her head hard. Fear begets fear, right, dear diary? When an hour had passed since I returned to my monastic cell that fateful night, there was a knock on my door. Sister Monica wanted to know if I was alright.
Sister Monica, you're alive!
Are you hurt, girl? The sister ran up to me and clutched my shoulders.
Nothing bad has been done to you. By the monster? No, nothing at all. Let me examine you. There is no need for it.
Still, Sister Monica insisted on checking me up. It took her a while to see if I had sustained any injuries. After examining my back, she gave a quiet groan.
Is anything wrong? No, it's nothing. There is so much noise outside. The whole monastery is upside down. Why have the holy elders sent us such a terrible ordeal? Blessed we are, huh? It's a good thing you didn't get hurt. What are you going to do with the dead body? Will you bury it according to the customs? Of course. Sister Vanessa will be buried with honors. She cared for the welfare of the monastery and its inhabitants more than anyone. We're going to bid her a proper farewell.
What happened to the youthful?
No, I'm asking about the monster. You mean Orin? I hope the Vacefields will catch the scoundrel as soon as possible. What makes you think he's dead? The blood in the cell? No, it's not him I'm talking about. It's the actual monster. The body. Sibyl.
It was unbearably difficult and painful to say her name out loud.
Hey? Sibyl's body? Yeah, she was the monster. You know it yourself, Sister Monica. The monster hit you and almost killed you. And earlier it killed Sister Vanessa and wounded Orin. It tried to kill me too, but I remembered the words of Sister Vanessa. The devil failed to lure me into the trap. The devil? Yes, Sibyl was born a monster because the devil had deceived and defamed her mother.
Sister Monica looked at me as if she couldn't understand a word.
Sibyl's mother? Please remember what Sister Vanessa told you about her. The woman named Faye was ruined by the devil. And she gave birth to Sibyl, a monster just like her father.
Oh.
You're confused, Nellie. Sibyl's father wasn't a real monster. He deceived Sibyl's mother and ran away. A terrible thing to do, for sure, but human enough. Eh? I don't understand. Sibyl's mother was a nun, just like the other elder sisters. She and Vanessa got on well together. But Faye was secretly meeting with a man. That scoundrel abandoned her, and a few months later, the poor woman died in childbirth. Vanessa didn't take it well. She ended up hating that man with passion and accused him of every possible sin. Sibyl, on the other hand, became a painful reminder about the death and betrayal of her close friend, who had exchanged her peaceful life in a monastery for a fleeting lust for a man. Oh, I had no idea.
Uh-oh.
Sibyl is not a monster, but a victim of unlucky circumstances. Where is she? She's probably terrified.
Oh boy.
The poor girl has had a rough time of late lately. The way of the nun is not for Sibyl. I talked to my cousin, to Mr. Vacefield, in a person to ask him to help her settle down somewhere in a nearby town.
The further away she stays from the village and the monastery, the better for her. Oh, that won't be necessary. Sybil was a monster, and I got rid of it. Hey, you did? What? I have defeated the monster, just like Saint Eleonora from the legend. Sister Monica's mouth opened and then closed. But how? With the help of the prayer and the magic of the snowdrops. Huh? Sister Monica said nothing more. She stormed out of the cell with a deadpan expression and locked the door from outside for my own safety. Don't worry, Sister Monica. We won't be in danger anymore. Holy crap. A day later, I was taken to the Vacefield village. With a tremor in my chest, I awaited the gratitude of the villagers I had saved, hoping it would soothe the pain of Sybil's death somehow. However, no one met me. I found myself in the place I'd least thought about. Nate paid me a visit on the same day. Is it like a prison cell? He didn't praise me, didn't pat me on the head. Nate, what's going on? Have you found Orion? Is he alive? Yeah, he was alive. What's more, he told his story. Orion Graves killed his companions himself. Huh? They had an argument that then got into a fight. Orion was badly injured, but he managed to fight back and in a fit of terror took the older merchants' lives. Upon realizing what he had done, he tried to run away. He had lost a lot of blood and thought he was going to die, but suddenly two angels appeared before him. Hey, me and Sybil. Orion woke up inside a monastic cell. He was weak, so Sister Monica assigned Sybil to take care of him. They got to talking. The merchant learned that the young novice wanted to leave the monastery, but she had nowhere to go. Sybil confessed that she had been collecting useful items for the journey for some time, and that she had been storing them in the woods near the monastery. Oh, interesting. She had stashed away clothes, utensils, and some supplies. But she was scared to go alone. Orion offered her friend a deal. He would help Sybil find a decent job in town nearby, and she would do a wounded man a favor. He wanted her to keep up with charades to convince the sisters that the monster was real. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Wait, but what with Vanessa then? I don't know whether Sybil took his tale of the beast's attack at face value or not, however she did agree to play along. Sybil was spreading rumors about the monster around the monastery, and she also wrote the ominous inscription on the wall. Hey? Sister Vanessa suspected something was wrong. She initially saw the stranger as a threat, but she had to restrain her distrust. After Orion and Sybil caused turmoil in the monastery, Sister Vanessa openly confronted the guest. Alas, she underestimated the danger. Orion murdered Sister Vanessa, hoping to attribute her death to the monster as well. Fuck. Sybil was terrified. She didn't want anyone to die, not even the woman she hated. While arguing with Orion, Sybil hit him in a fit of anger. She left the cell after that. The merchant's barely healed flesh was bleeding again. Orion realized he had no allies left in the monastery, so he thought about escape. He remembered the supplies Sybil had mentioned packing for her journey and went to the place they were hidden. He successfully emptied the cache and headed towards the western lands. That's where the village guards and I caught up with him. I couldn't stop staring at Nate, unable to speak. He realized that the conversation was over and clenched his teeth. Nellie, I'll save you. I love you and I... He faltered, confused by his own feelings. Oh dear diary, I totally understand, Nate. What is the meaning of love when it's stained with the color of a terrible crime? Is a person capable of maintaining that love when their other half has strayed onto the wrong path? Is Nate himself to blame for the outcome of the fate that has befallen us? That's for the Holy Elders to know. At least my eyes are finally open. Orion confessed his crimes and I realized how wrong I was. Oh, you sure was. Then again, I did not expect him to do that. And her to be, like Sybil, to be like acting all the time. Holy crap. Terribly wrong. Irrevocably wrong. Dead wrong. Sybil never was a monster. She only wanted to run away from the monastery and to see the world outside. And I'm no Saint Eleonora. Technically we could deem you a monster, I guess. Just a foolish girl who thought she was a hero. A child drowned in the sea of legends and fairy tales. A real monster. And monsters must be punished for their sins. I killed Sybil, my best friend, and I deserve to be punished. Nate promised to stand up for me, to find a way out, to save me. He didn't know that Sister Monica had seen something on my back when she was looking for possible wounds. There were several dark moles on my shoulder blade. Don't tell me that they are in the constellation. In a place I never would have been able to see myself. The moles formed a familiar shape. The constellation of the beast. I am a monster. I am a murderer. I have been branded with the mark of the devil. And I must die. Goodbye, dear diary. Goodbye, its possible readers. I don't want to try and justify myself or to evoke your sympathy. No. I just hope my story will sink into your heart. Please don't look for the monsters where there aren't any. Perhaps you are no different from me. Oh shit, she's being burned. Holy freak. That was so good. I'm glad I picked this up. Again, link in the description. As I said, I think in the first episode. Wait, there's voice acting. What? But there wasn't. What? Wait, did Orin have voice? I don't think so. Whatever. Who cares? Yeah, I will have to jump into itch.io and get the VV art book. Totally worth it. Dude, if I can get more games so well done, absolutely yes, gotta help them. Oh, proofreading Epihime, nice! And Zeva, holy crap. Dude, the dev of this game got some good proofreaders. Because they make good games as well. Crazy. Dude, this was so good. I loved it. 3 episodes for us, but I absolutely loved it. It was so crazy for. Like, that guy turned out to in the end kill both of his companions and was badly wounded. Ellie. Ellie was so into... Holy crap, there's so much of the... Ooh, there's a timeline as well. Wait. 24 years ago, Vanessa is left at the altar by her fiancé. Vanessa joins the Ancient Monastery and becomes a novice. Yes, we know that. 19 years ago, Vanessa becomes a full-fledged sister. Okay, 18. Sybil is born. Faye dies in childbirth. 16. Baby girl is found on the doorsteps of the monastery. St. Eleanor's Day. The girls named Eleanor and Nellie by the sisters. 9 years ago, Nellie meets Nate. 7. Monica joins Faithfield Monastery, becomes a novice. 3. Sybil becomes a novice. 2. Monica becomes a full-fledged sister. 1. Nellie becomes a novice. And the rest is in the story. She was too much into the legends, definitely. And also the fact she thought she's that legendary Saint Eleonora as well, that was the problem. And you know, no one tried to convince her, no, you are your own person and so on. And that led to kind of tragedy as well, right? Then again, like Sybil being like playing along with everything, sure, the message was alright, but you know, later when the dude offed Vanessa and she was going to laughter and so on, that, you know, it's good she's dead and so on, that was a wrong thing to do, and well, it led to really bad situation. Really bad situation, we know, over here, right? To be fair, it should have stopped at this, right? Get her into the light, and that's it. And don't try to choke her, basically. I feel like just the light should do the damage if she's really the monster, right? And again, turned out this lady was. I mean, from this CG at the end as well, we can safely assume that, well, that's the punishment she got. Being burnt. Just as they would do with witches and so on. Crazy. Wants to be a hero, kind of. And yet somehow becomes a monster herself. Damn. It was a good story, fam. It was a really good story. With, I guess, with the result I did not predict until this moment. I'm like, chut mate. What if she's the monster, right? I did not expect that till the end, to be fair. I kinda got drawn into the fact, yeah, she wants to be that legend as well. She's got to be, right? And I was so wrong about her. Anyway, that was the Snowdrop Diaries. That was the Snowdrop. Fuck, what is wrong with me? This was the Snowdrop Diaries. Hope you guys enjoyed. As usual, if you did, consider liking. That'd be much appreciated. Did you guys enjoy yourself that Nellie would end up the monster? You are brighter than me, so I bet some of you did. Oh yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, that would be much appreciated. Would help definitely the channel to grow a bit. You can also go to my Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. We are doing this stuff there sometimes as well. And that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the Snowdrop Diaries, and hope to see you in the next game, which I might be choosing tonight still. I might not recording tonight, but I'll choose tonight. And that's pretty much it. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.